those guys were not friendly with that Karen. Oh my goodness. She is definitely a special individual. And you know what? I think she's having a very special experience based on what we know in terms of the aftermath of what happened. So according to the Atlanta Police Department, the disturbance happened while the plane was in the air, as you got to see. Passengers and Delta employees were injured during the disturbance, APD said. After arriving at Hartsfield Jackson, officers met the flight at their gate. After talking with employees and passengers, the woman was taken into custody. FBI agents also responded and took over after that. The FBI is investigating and hasn't announced any charges. But I think many of us know that when you act up in FAA territory, you could always end up facing some very, very steep penalties and fines. And this is according to 11 Live's legal analysis, 11 Alive. This from Jessica Brown and Dawn White. They concluded that she could be charged with a felony by interfering with the lawful duties of not one, but two, I think maybe three flight attendants, because they had to restrain her and continually ask her to stop. That's according to Atlanta prosecutor Daryl Cohen. And he said that she is potentially facing both misdemeanor and felony charges. She might also face criminal charges for assault and maybe battery. That's according to federal defense attorney Tom Church. My understanding is she punched him, scratched him, and spit on him. I think each of those individually can be a criminal charge, a criminal count. Yeah, I can tell you that, yes, definitely. That definitely seems to be a waged assault on this gentleman, as well as the flight attendants, and essentially feeling the need to continue her assault on him and thus fighting against them. David, how does this feel?
Well, I mean, look, it's bad enough that anybody's got to go to Atlanta Hartsfield Airport, literally the busiest, the craziest airport in the world. And now, at least for everybody on that flight, they had to deal with that crazy woman and that guy gets scratched in the eye because of some argument over masks. This is just pathetic. And you know what? I guess wisdom, the words of wisdom is, well, as soon as we get to Atlanta, you're going to jail, as the guy said. Well, yeah, she's probably going to jail, but it's what a miserable experience for everybody on that plane, particularly for the flight attendants. Again, and it gets to this point that there's something in the air. Maybe it's because of COVID the last 2 years. Maybe it's because of flying during the holidays. But there's something that is causing people to literally go insane in front of us. And that's why, you know, we all have our phones at the ready whenever we travel now, because we know that the pressures of travel can be so much for some people that it brings out their racism, it brings out their hatred, it brings out their bigotry, and it brings out the fact that some people simply do not have any judgment. And if you're going to yell at somebody for not having a mask and you've got your mask pulled down to your chin, you don't have any judgment, and you're not doing any credit to people who do want people to wear masks.
No, exactly. And the fact is that I think you're totally right. People are out here acting up. And we don't necessarily know, is it the pandemic? Is it people being housed inside, people dealing with the social justice changes, or people just having to confront the reality of the fact that we don't necessarily know what our future will hold in terms of all our health and safety? I don't know, but I know a number of us still know how to act. It's just, hey, we have these individuals out here who do not, including that Karen on that flight. But apparently there has been essentially an uptick of problematic passengers, as many of you happen to know, as we saw what Southwest cut their alcohol service. And so one thing we have definitely seen from the FAA is a trend. And there's been a report from the Federal Aviation Administration. It states that as of December 21st, there have been 5,779 reports of unruly passengers and 4,156 mask-related incidents just this year. And as we come to the close of the year, we know that there potentially could be far more, as we're seeing this Omicron virus continue to spread and essentially require us to shut down a number of things. But hopefully people can, hopefully shut down the Karens.